Good afternoon, guys. We have another job today that was quite an interesting one. The story basically is that a customer of mine who I haven't heard of in 15 years from the last time I looked at his radiogram, which was a Dynatron was it an RG11? Can't remember the name of it, but it hails from 1957. 15 years ago I recapped the power amplifier and did one or two resistors that had burnt out, etc. So that was fine. Uses this thing every day, and it's lasted 15 years. So I got it. It's too big to get in the car, which is too small, and so I brought the amp here because there was no audio at all from it. Nothing from the input connection, etc. So I lifted it and discovered that when I got here there was no emission in either of the N706 EL84 valves, which was very odd. The valves didn't look cooked or anything like that. The writing on them was fine. So for some reason both had lost totally emission from complete emission had gone. So two new Tesla EL84s, and I changed the ECC to one phase splitter out of a matter of routine. Checked the rectifier, everything was fine. Plenty of audio here. Took it back, connected it up. Yeah, it was working, but a wee bit distorted, I have to say. But certainly when I checked it here, there was no distortion. So the preamp, I changed the F86s in there, which made an improvement. Didn't completely cure it, but he seemed to be okay. I'll get it some other time and recap the preamp though. That's probably what's needing done. The radio was deaf. So the ECC 85 and the FM tuner was usual, it gubbed, so I replaced that with an ECC 88 and it sprang that back up into life. It worked quite well, so he was very happy. Even ran an AM aerial for him, and surprisingly enough it worked very well in AM considering the usual SMPS noises, etc. So it wasn't too bad, but he's not really, doesn't really have much in the way of modern stuff in the place to cause issues that way. I didn't even see a TV in the house, to be fair. So he then brought me this. Could you have a look at this? Guy's Italian, lovely guy. And he says, I have had this for years in my loft. I do not know the last time I saw it. So anyway, he said he'd wound it up and it was running, but he says the turntable was wobbling all over the place and the speed was wrong, etc. So it's had a motor at some point. It's the right turntable for this, but the wrong turntable for the motor, and it's very wobbly. If you push it down really hard, it's not too bad, but it still wobbles about. So what I really need to do is find something, so like a bush or something like that on it, that we can bush it out a wee bit and make it a better fit. I'll try even on finding maybe another turntable, which might not be easy. It's a model 88 Decca, incidentally. So if anybody's watching this and they may have a turntable or even the right motor, I would be very appreciative if they could contact me through the comments section. It works fine, actually. I'll let you hear it working. Just a short rendering of this record. It's a long life Neela fitted to it. Also the thumb screw was missing, so I found a suitably threaded screw here, but we need to think of something better from that. It's a bit ugly looking. As you can see, there's a bit of wobble on the turntable. The speed is just about spot on now. It wasn't before. Yep, it doesn't look spot on the phone though. It looks miles out. But that's just the shutter speed of the camera. There we go, that's long enough. What I'll do is I'll just let the spring run down. And there we go. So I'm going to clean it up a bit for him. I'll try and do something with the turntable. I've already lubricated the motor, and hopefully it should be okay. It was bumping originally, which is quite common if they've been sitting for a while. Well, that seems to have cleared up. But it is the wrong motor. It only really does 1.5 sides and then it begins to run out of steam. So there we are. So an interesting one, not an usual one for me to do, but I've enjoyed doing it. Different, a wee bit different for me. And as I say, clean it up, send it back, and I'm sure he'll be happy with it. Okay, thanks for watching this, guys. And I'll repeat, if anybody does know of a turntable or possibly the right motor for it, I'd be very, very appreciated if somebody would leave a comment and some way of getting this for this guy. And if not, well, fair enough, it's one of these things. But it'd be nice. But if you don't subscribe, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you. Take care, everyone. All the very best.